Hello everyone. This is our third video lecture on the chapter Inside Our Earth, that is chapter number 2 of Geography. In our previous videos, we had already covered topics like the three different layers of the earth, that is crust, mantle and core. We also learned that the crust is the uppermost layer over the earth's surface, and it's about 35 km on the continental masses and only 5 km on the ocean floor. The second layer is the mantle, which is just beneath the crust, which extends up to a depth of 2900 km. The third layer is the core with a radius of 3500 km. Next thing which we covered was the meaning of rock and the three different types of rocks, that is igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks, metamorphic rocks. Along with this, we also studied the meaning of fossils. So now in this today's video, we will proceed with the rest part of the chapter, that is we'll study about the uses of rocks and the rock cycle. This. So on page number 9, you will find this, the very first topmost paragraph, that is written, rocks are very useful. So in these lines we will learn the various uses of the rocks. What is the importance of rocks? So in ancient times, rocks were used to make tools and weapons. And in today's time, rocks are even used in construction of houses and buildings. Rocks contain minerals, which are the raw materials used in many industries. Rocks contain fossil fuels, which are the main sources of energy. The types of rocks found in an area determine the type of landform and soil of that area. Some rocks are sources of precious gems and stones, which are used in jewelry. Rocks are used for making roads, houses and buildings. We also use stones in many games, for example 7 stones, hopscotch and 5 stones. You can see the images of these games here. These are the games which have been talked here, that is 5 stones, okay, then hopscotch, and the last one is 7 stones. 7 stones, hopscotch and 5 stones. Right? Let's continue. So below there is a picture. There are 2 pictures on this page. One is of Red Fort and another one is of the Taj Mahal. Right? So both of these monuments are made up of different kinds of rocks. So the very first one is made up of red sandstone and the second one is made up of white marble. So now we will be continuing with the rest part of this chapter, that is rock cycle. Rock cycle is a very important part of this chapter because this will tell us that how one rock changes into another kind, under what conditions they change from one rock to another rock. So first of all, let us understand what is the meaning of rock cycle. So it's written here, one type of rock changes to another type under certain conditions in a cyclic manner. This process of transformation of the rocks from one to another is known as the rock cycle. In simple words, we can understand that when one rock changes into another kind of rock under certain conditions in a cyclic manner, that means one rock is formed, then from that another rock is formed, from that another rock is formed, and finally it goes back to the first one. There are some stages, it's in a cyclic process, right? So let's begin. So first is the molten form. You can see in this diagram, the very first diagram is already given in your book. So the second diagram which I have given here, it is going to make it more clear, right? So what it says that this diagram, it says that the very first first is the molten magma. So first comes the magma. From how does the magma comes? It comes from any volcanic eruption. From any volcanic eruption you get the magma, and when this magma cools down, okay, it becomes igneous rocks. From molten magma it converts into igneous rocks. After igneous rocks are formed, okay, they are broken down into smaller particles and they are carried away and they deposit at one place, and later they form sedimentary rocks. So the igneous rocks are broken down into small particles. They are known as sediments. They are broken down into small particles. They are carried away by wind or air and they gets deposited at one place. So at that one place where they get deposited, they form another kind of rock, that is sedimentary rock. You can see it very clearly. This is sediment, that is the small particles, and then we have the sedimentary rock. Then it's written, then we can understand from here, okay, that under great heat and pressure, igneous rocks or sedimentary rocks, they change into metamorphic rock. Now this sedimentary rock, how is this sedimentary rock formed? It is formed by the igneous rocks. So these sedimentary rocks and these igneous rocks are converted into metamorphic rock. They change is the correct word. We can say they change into metamorphic rock under great heat and pressure. After these metamorphic rocks are formed, they are still under great heat and pressure, and due to this they again form molten magma. They melt and they form molten magma. Right, again the process goes on. You can see again the metamorphic rocks get changed into magma, and then again from magma it becomes igneous rocks, again sediments, then sedimentary rocks, and then metamorphic. It's a process, it is a cyclic process. Why it is a cyclic process? The wheel of the cycle is round. Let's take example, the wheel of the cycle is round. So in that way this is also round process, one then another then third then again it continues, right? So these are the process here. I have written it down for you all in very simple way, so you can note down these points. You can write down in your book or in your copy, wherever you feel this is going to help you, right? Where we can find that everything is written very clearly, that first is the molten magma, second molten magma cools down and becomes igneous rock, and then igneous rocks become sedimentary rocks become metamorphic rock, and again metamorphic rock become magma. They again form molten magma. So this process keeps on going, right? So this is in today's video. In our next chapter, in our next video, we will continue with the rest part of the chapter. Till then, revise each and everything, right? So see you. Thank you.